up, Bloody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and this book Nerdigan video is on Beautifully Woven. Sorry, I almost forgot what I was doing. Beautifully Woven by Alexandra Bracken. And this book actually came out before the Darkest Mind series, and I enjoyed it. It's a standalone from what I understand. And it reminded me how well Alexandra Bracken writes endings. I've been obsessed with endings because I read In the Afterlight. I just finished Afterglow by Karsten White, and I'm just obsessed with endings right now because this book had a really sweet ending. So because it came full circle, and Alexandra Bracken just knows how to do it. So I'm going to talk about some of my favorite moments in this book. And first of all, it starts off with Sidel as being a reward for North, our main wizard, for bringing rain to this drought. And it kind of reminds me of what Damon did in the Immortal series, because he in one of Ever's past lives, he saved her from slavery, and North saved Sidel from being like raped when the village was being pillaged by their enemy city. And all I gotta say is North can sure hold his liquor. And I love how, like, there was a scene where there's a magical duel, and I loved how North just punched the other wizard, and then everyone in the bar is cheering. I loved it. And I love the bar names, too. Like, one of them was the Stubborn Dragon, and I still prefer the Snuggly Duckling and Tangled. Don't get it twisted. I loved Owain as a character. He was awesome. His character, he's just funny. He's in love with this horse Vesta, and most of the time he's North's drinking partner. And I love what Owain said. He said, Sidel said this. Sidel said, your friendship was built on ale. And Owain says, what a fine friendship it is. It totally is true. And another one of my favorite lines from Owain is, his smell can kill kittens. Because North doesn't bathe because of, or he didn't at least bathe around Sidel because of his curse, which was really shocking. And what this curse did, it's been generations, and the more he uses magic, the more blackened his body becomes. And that's the only thing that bothered me about the ending, was that there was none of that. I wanted to know more about the curse, like how the curse was cured and stuff like that. And I thought it was messed up that Sid didn't get to fight the dragon, but it said she was making money. And I was thinking to myself, okay, feminists, see, we have a strong female character, and she is making money. She's the breadwinner right now, even though North ended up getting a huge reward anyway. And of course, she's waiting for like over a day, and at Owain's house. And North and Owain, of course, were partying it up after destroying the dragon. And we found out that Sidel was chosen by North because there's magic in her blood, and hence why she can weave and fix his cloaks. And it kind of made me think, oh, this sounds like a daughter of Athena to me, because Athena's a master weaver. And Owain, I love this line right here. Owain did what came naturally to him. He smacked North upside the head. I'm like, yes, I love Owain. He is bomb. And the cloak colors, I thought the cloak color concept was interesting. It's the different types of magic a wizard can do, and North has all of them. He does that because he doesn't want to be limited, and I thought that was really cool. And it kind of reminded me, I'm gonna have a manga nerdigan moment here. The cloaks kind of remind me of the celestial keys that Lucy uses, because each key has a different type of magic. So I thought that's what I thought of. And totally North would be in Fairy Tale. He totally would be. And I could see him, like, his personality is more like a gray. And I feel, but yeah, he's more like a gray. He totally is. Oh, but he keeps his clothes on. And so the cloaks we have black as shadow travel, which made me think of Nico. We had yellow, which is air and light, which made me think of Rolf in in Wildfire, which I will explain in the next book Nerdigan video. Red is fire, and the cool thing about the fire cloak was that it kept you warm. It kind of reminded me of the fire rat kimono that Inuyasha wears. Sorry, I had an anime Nerdigan moment, but it's my video. So, the wolf scam that was happening in one of the towns by Doron, it kind of reminded me of the pig scam in Dragon Ball with Tien and Chaozu. If you guys, I'm sorry, I had an anime Nerdigan moment, but that's what it reminded me of. And Lady Afra kind of reminded me of Master Makarov kind of thing. And I kind of feel like Sidel is kind of like Urza. Yeah, Sidel is totally Urza, because she has the same rage that Urza had. That's for sure. And I said Lady Afra is like Master Makarov. And when we found out that North was cursed, I was really sad, because I sad that he is going to die by the time he's 35. And I thought it was crazy that his mom was the head sorceress. I was like, damn. And he didn't want to be ranked for a good reason. And of course, it's the Sorceress Imperial, excuse me. And of course, her name is Hecate, and is the goddess of magic. And Doron, as a villain, he reminds me of Clancy and Colt, because Colt Holiday from Wildfire, which I'll get to in the next video, because they're pulling the strings and they're setting all the events in motion. Like Doron was setting the war in motion. It was really interesting. And I kept thinking when I was reading Oliver's line, it totally reminded me of Octavian in a snotty way. But Oliver ends up being a good character in the end. We find out that Sidel is a jinx, and no, we're not talking the Pokemon, we're talking about a type of wizard that creates magic. And her blood could cure North's curse, but the problem is she can't do that. And the whole point of Brightly Woven is that Sidel makes a cloak that uses all of the different cloak colors in it. She weaves it, and it's beautiful. And so that way, and North uses it too. It's a pretty badass cloak. And I loved when North and Sidel shared their first kiss. It was so sweet. And as a jinx, we find out, I don't remember who said it, but she caused the drought. And I was thinking, holy black on a popo, her powers are that strong. And she got a bracelet, and of course there's a magic bracelet that North gave her that seals her powers, which is pretty interesting as well. And I gotta say, Karma is a bitch to the queen, because her main servant got killed, and I thought the queen was a total bitch until like the end, when she gave Owain the job and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty awesome, that she's like the messenger. And we find out that Doron sent Ruby to Astor, which is the other kingdom that's going to declare war, so she could be their goddess. And I love the scene when she destroys the mountain and she proves that she is their goddess on their own terms. And we find out that the avalanche killed the king, and the queen was able to negotiate and stop the war. That was pretty sweet. I thought Hecate was so manipulating. She was one of those. I'm trying to think of who she reminds me of, because she was kind of manipulative. Oh, not Lillian. Who was it that I was thinking of? I do not remember. I can't think of it right now. I love the line that North said to her after the whole ordeal is, Sid, what did they do to your hair? Because Sid has red curly hair, and she, I guess they flat ironed it or something and made it straight. So, yeah. I thought the ending was really, really sweet when they went back to Clifton, and I felt so bad for Henry. I really did. That was so sad. And before I forget, we're going to call this couple Norton Siddell Nodell. Hashtag Nodell. And I felt bad for poor Henry, because Henry wanted to be with her so bad, her best friend. So, now it's your turn. And this is one of the, and by the way, this is one of the books that are hidden gems to me, because no one talks about them. And the next few books I'm going to be talking about in my Book Nerdigan videos, discussion videos, are hidden gems that no one seems to know about or talk about, that I have loved for a really long time. So I can't wait to get to it. The next video, Book Nerdigan discussion video, is going to be Wildfire, and then Embers and Echoes, and then Afterglow, and they're all by Karsten White. And Karsten Knight. I'm sorry, Karsten. I still love you. I'm sorry. Don't hate me, Karsten Knight. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I want to know what your favorite moments of Brightly Woven are. So until the next video, keep reading books, Nerdigans.